Al Jazeera America is set to launch early next week, and with the creation and the beginning of that program and that network, they're hoping to mark a significant change in the way cable news operates in America. And so far, some of the things they're saying sound pretty good. Now, I'm going to gloss over some of this. Obviously, there are some issues with the fact that they're being bankrolled by a country that does not exactly have the best record when it comes to certain areas of human rights and things like that. That's for another video, and I'm sure we'll talk about it. And before you get into the comments and start saying, oh, you're going to badmouth Al Jazeera because they canceled the current show, or the current network, I suppose, we really have absolutely zero hard feelings about Al Jazeera. I really don't care. I'm focused on the online end of things anyway. And so, in some ways, I'm actually rooting for Al Jazeera. I have a few people that I used to work with that are going to be working with them. But anyway, the president of Al Jazeera America, Kate O'Brien, has a particular message that she wants to put across. And she says that one thing that Al Jazeera is not going to do on its network is focus on these frigging insane trials that MSNBC, Fox, and especially HLN cover non-stop. They have some programs that's all they do, is every day they find some random trial to cover. And so she's saying that Al Jazeera America is not going to do this. And the obvious response to that, the obvious criticism is, well, maybe that's just what the American public wants to see. And I think there might actually be something to that. Kate O'Brien says that she disagrees with the premise that that's what American audiences want. And instead she says that that's what Americans have at their disposal to watch. Basically, it comes down to a resource issue, and it's a lot easier for a cable channel to put up a trial that has essentially pool video rolling all day long. You don't have to be spending money and resources doing other things. And she says specifically that she's happy that Al Jazeera America will have the monetary resources necessary to cover stories around the globe. Now, I am sure that that is part of what's leading these other networks to focus so much on trial coverage. You set up a camera in the courtroom, and then you just get to analyze the facial expressions that the person that's being tried makes. And that is a lot cheaper, I would have to imagine, than sending reporters around the globe. Now, some of that still does go on. CNN, to their credit, does send Erin Burnett in her vest to Egypt from time to time and things like that. But for the most part, that's an area that the mainstream cable news networks do not do. TYT, we'd love to send people around the globe, but we don't have nearly enough money. So she's saying that she won't have that. Now also, Ali Velshi is a former CNN anchor who's going to be moving over for the launch of Al Jazeera America. Ali says, people who are disaffected by what they're accustomed to seeing on cable news will detect the difference immediately. And he said that the channel won't focus on the things that they don't think are news and won't necessarily book guests who take the most extreme views. You will know that it's not the same as Fox and MSNBC and CNN from day one. I love that Ali does not even mention HLN there. Now, look, we have a lot of criticism for these major networks playing up stories that are complete BS. And the reason that we do that, and it might seem hypocritical at times, is they are supposed to be news-focused, news-oriented. That's what they do. And so when they choose to take just one trial because the woman who killed her husband is pretty, or because it involves a young child, or they take one kidnapping out of the hundreds or thousands of kidnappings that are ongoing at any particular time and focus on it because the kid happens to be a young blonde white person, I have a problem with that, because it's not just that it's not news, it's that I believe that by watching that, it is teaching people that that is news, that that is fine to focus on. And so when you pretend that a stupid subject is newsworthy, or that stupid material is smart material, then you are training people to focus on the wrong thing. And I know what you're saying, John. You host TYT University, you do stupid stories all the time. That's true. We're not CNN. We're not primarily a news gathering or a news reporting organization. We are a demographically focused, topical organization. But CNN and Fox, and to a lesser extent HLN, should know better. Now, will Al Jazeera actually do this in the long run? They certainly have a lot of money coming to them from the Qatari government. I hope that they try. I think that over time, as they start to find out what the American public actually likes, and their desire for international news is not as high as we wish that it would, there might be some pressure to focus on these stupid trials. But I, for one, hope that they can avoid that temptation, because I think that it's actually doing a lot of harm to America.